Okay, so I just started recording. That way I won't forget. Um, all right. So guys, so it seems like a lot of you don't use volume profiles, so you don't. But we're gonna go basically from the very beginning of how I see volume profiles, how I use them, what volume profiles mean to me. So first of all, I'm gonna show you guys which volume profile indicators I like to use. Um, for starters, this is my go to all the time when I'm trading. It's called periodic volume profiles. So it's this one here. Um, for Thinkorswim, I will send you guys the settings for volume profiles since it's a bit mixed up. I think it's actually pinned on Elite's channel. So if you go to Elite's channel and check for pinned messages, I think you will be able to find it there. Let me check really quick. How do I remove the tabs from Zoom out of the way? Okay. If I could click on that stuff. Okay. Okay, it looks like it's not pinned anymore. I guess I'll have to send it again since it's not pinned anymore. I guess the pinned messages got deleted or something. But I will send the settings for TOS since it's a bit um mixed up. That way. Oh yeah, you're right. Forgot Jadon made the changes to Discord not too long ago. Um, so I will have to send that. Actually, I think I have it saved on my phone. Hold on. Yeah, I have it saved on my phone. I can send that to you guys right now. That way you guys can set up on, in case you have your charts up or whatever, you can already start using or just looking at the volume profiles. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So if you go to Elite Trading Floor, you will see the screenshot to the volume profile settings on Thinkorswim. So you guys can use that and you will basically have daily volume profiles, just like the ones I like to use. Okay, so once we find this where is it, periodic volume profiles on TradingView, and you have your TOS set up, we can click it and activate it. I'm just gonna um click here so this doesn't have to be hidden anymore, and we will see something like this. Now, very important, guys, when using volume profiles, I like to stay under the 15-minute time frame. Let me show you why. So this is our value area high, value area low, and this right here is point of control. If we go over the 15-minute, look at what happens. You guys see how it starts to shift away from the 15-minute profile, 15-minute time frame levels. We had a shift in the point of control of about, let's see, $3. We go to the 1 hour. So for this one, it only changed the point of control, but there's instances where even the value area high and value area lows will change. So let's always have that in mind, that if we go over the 15-minute time frame, we might see the volume profile change a bit. And as day traders or scalpers, we want to have the best precision when it comes to our entries, exits, levels, and all that. So now let me show you guys the settings for the volume profiles. This is the settings that I have for the volume profiles. Period is 1. Basically, the period shows how many profiles per, how many days basically per, how could I explain this? I don't even know how to explain it. Let me show you guys. So this is period 1. This is 1 period. And look at this. So if you do this, it will grab 2 days instead of 1. If you do it again, it will grab 3 days instead of 1. Do you guys see that? So for this one, I like to keep it on the setting 1 for the daily profiles, unless you want to take a look at weekly profiles. You could probably do 5. But it'll be a bit messed up here because the days don't line up. So instead of doing that, we could go ahead and do the week. So it'll show you the whole week. You guys see that? And one way I like to set up my profiles is like this. This is basically a how you call it? It's just like a default setting that I have for my charts. So I have the daily profiles here saved up. You guys, we just saw those, daily profiles. I have the weekly profiles, for those strong levels, very important levels on the weekly time frame. And then I have the monthly profiles. This is for like more longer term trading, to find, very important areas where we might have significant volatility. Any questions so far? Let me show you the other settings, style. This is the style that I have. So just take a minute to take a look at it. And you have any questions, please let me know. All right. So, guys, when it comes to volume profiles, there's a few very important, let me delete this too, things about the volume profiles. So first of all, we have the value area high, which is this. Then we have the value area low. Yes, Arthur. But with TOS, it's a bit difficult to, navigate the profiles. That's why I don't like using TOS. I'd rather use TradingView. But you'll see the daily profiles on TOS. And here we have the point of control. So value area high, value area low, and point of control. Now, and this whole area here, well, I guess that's not a good tool. What can we use? I guess we'll just do this. So from value area high to value area low, this is called the value area. So this is where 70% of the trading of the trading volume happens. And point of control is the price basically where most of the trading for the session happened. So this is the highest point of interest for the session. And this is the session's basically most valuable area. So when you come, when you come and look at charts using volume profiles, you need to use the volume profiles to identify value in the market. So you can see how value shifts up and down, moves up and down as, the days pass, like right here, value shifted lower, we're stepping down, and then look at this here. Do you guys remember that day where I was telling you guys that I was expecting a full recovery in the market on Wednesday? I actually missed that. I got stopped out on this wick down, but I was looking for long positions on this move up. And what I was looking at, it was that value was being held above over here. And even though price was down here, price was down here. Let me show you. This is another tool that I'll show you guys how to use. So let's say, none of this has happened yet. None of this. So far, we only have this information, this volume profile. So we were making, lower lows, but value wasn't shifting lower. So that was giving me, hints that we could have a potential squeeze or, full recovery in the market because value was just not being found lower. And then, lo and behold, we had that massive $50 move up, full recovery of this move down. And will this look the same on TO? Sorry. Well, David, it really depends. I wish it was that easy to basically read the volume profiles, but we also need to understand that we need to look at, let me delete this. We need to look at this here, the volume over here. This volume tells you if there's price acceptance or rejection. And we need to pay attention to that. It's called periodic volume profiles on TradingView. So in terms of value, value was being held above and not being moved below. Massive recovery in the market, sold off, recovered, sold off again, and then we had a massive move to the upside. I'm not sure. I think this is the day where we had like 3, 10, or 15 point trades. I think I was trading in at 3 in the morning when I sent an alert for this one. Was it this one? Yeah, right here, 4303. Yeah, I was looking for longs right here, right at this area. For longs right here, we actually caught this whole move up. Just absolutely beautiful. I think we caught like 15, 17 points on this. Any questions so far? So, okay, so now that we know that, the volume profiles basically show us value in the market, another very important thing is that we need to understand the value within the value, basically. So Let me turn off the after hours. So the value within the value. So guys, do you guys see these volume bars right here? This is basically, you know, the volume at each price level. At 43.38, we had, you know, around 43.38, we have very low trading volume. But here we had, you know, a high concentration of trading, 43.26. Now, I don't pay much attention to, you know, where this is, where point of control is. As for, you know, to take a trade based on solely that. But I do pay attention to, you know, where value has been held in comparison to where price is. So like if price is here and point of control is here as well, you know, I'm not going to take a trade solely based off of point of control, you know, because we're still, you know, developing in the session. As traders, we should know that value changes as the session passes. So I can't just take a trade thinking, oh, you know what, price is coming down to point of control. I'm going to take calls here for a bounce. You know, what happened right here? You know, massive red candle. Moved up, and we hit, you know, the lows I was telling you guys about on Friday, 43.10 lows. I was actually expecting at least 4,300, but, you know, it never came. Price action was pretty rough. Now we hit 43.10, and then we bounced from here. Is that the red line? The red line is point of control. It's talk, which is point of control. This is value area high and value area low. POC, BAH, VAL. Okay, so guys, so whenever I'm using the volume profiles, I like to compare this volume profile to this volume profile to this volume profile to this. Why? So why do I like to compare older volume profiles to the current one? Why? Because it's pretty simple, really. These volume profiles are already telling us where value is being held. Okay, so you can see how in this area right here, basically this here, let's see, where should we mark this? Approximately right here. If we go to like the 5-minute or 2-minute time frame, I assure you this area here is going to be, well, actually from here to here is going to be full of a lot of potential chop. Look at that. You guys see that? And this is because we had a stacked, this is basically a stacked area where, you know, trading is happening. Over here, we saw, you know, some chop, a lot of trading going on here. Not as much as here. Over here, we saw, you know, pretty fast moves, not much trading going on. Most of the trading happened here. But then value shifted higher. And we had, you know, some trading here, but this was all basically the edge of value areas. And then finally on day 4, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, Friday, this is where we closed the point of control. And this is where, you know, the most area where we saw the trading happen. So we had a lot of trading happen in this area, and you can see it in the price action. Actually, you know, the volume on Friday was pretty damn high. No, David. I used to use Fibonacci before, but not anymore. I really went more into, you know, 100% using volume profiles, order flow, you know, actually looking at the orders coming in and stuff like that. Any questions so far? Order flow, guys, is technically looking at the orders that come in. So it's just level 2. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of the depth of market. Depth of market, DOM, basically. Let's spell like this. So that's basically what I use for order flow. Yes, I will do a webinar on order flow, but it'll be like one of the last webinars because that's like very, very advanced, and I need to find a lot of screenshots. I need to gather a lot of data for that. Oh yes, I watched Dome on TradeObey, but here's the thing. I have my what's it called, prop accounts, and then I have a cash account on TradeObey. So I trade on my cash account and on my prop accounts, but I only use level 2 on my cash account because I think it's like $18 a month for that data. And on TradeObay, or those prop firms, I think they charge like how much was it? Like $40 or $50 for level 2. And since I only trade NQ, MNQ, ES, MES, sometimes oil, I don't really need the whole package of level 2. I really only use the GME level 2 data package, which is like $16 or $19 a month. I forgot how much. But you do need level 2 for that. So have that in mind. For using the DOM, you need level 2. So now that we found, that this is a very high area of high interest, I'm sorry, I think for next week, the coming week, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with this. Let's see. So far we've made a range from here to, man, this is pretty ugly. I think this might be the range for next week. So why is that? Okay, so not only because we have the obvious price action showing us the potential range that we have here, but let me mark this like this. And since I know a lot of you guys like to use supply and demand, let's see. So you can see here how we had 2 sessions where value area lows were held in this area. And here we had 2 sessions where, I'm sorry, GME, CME. Yes, it's CME, I'm sorry. So we had 2 days where, value area low closed the low. Then we had 2 days where value area high closed. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I need to say it again. We had 2 days where value area lows closed at the same spot, and 2 days where value area highs closed at the same spot. Now here you can see how we had a basically small range expansion, but we ultimately basically failed to break above and failed to break below. So we're basically back in the range. Now, I think if we want to see, volatility pick up significantly, we're gonna have to wait for a break of these levels. Of course, we can trade the range, but I think we need to wait for, to see if we're gonna reject or if we're gonna break. Very important that we look at, other markets, other tickers to assess, market momentum. We don't just jump in the trade because we think it's gonna, break. We don't just, we don't want to have that, and might be the wrong way to call it, but stupid bias that we often get because we're in a, call position or in a put position, or because we're long or short. I think sometimes we have extreme bias on a long or short position because we just have the position, and we need to get our mind out of that idea. Because I remember when I first started, I would do that. I would like, okay, I'm in calls. I'm in calls here. I need to see freaking price go all the way up here. Why? Because I don't know. I feel like it's gonna bounce, and I have calls, right? I'm pretty sure some of you have done that before or have felt that when you're, in a call position and it's not looking pretty good, we end up being hopeful that price will move up just because, we are in a call position. But, I'd rather be wrong. I'm sorry, I'd rather be right on basically, how could I explain this? Okay, so let me put it like this. If a trade is going bad, I should be pessimistic about my trade. I shouldn't be hopeful. Does that make sense? If the trade is looking like shit, let's be honest, sometimes we will be holding shit for too long. I don't want to be hopeful that the trade will recover. I want to be pessimistic. I want to be like, hey, you know what? This is not looking too great for me. I should close it. I'd rather take a small loss or a small break even, and not basically totally beat myself down. Yes, and be left with a bag of shit. It sounds horrible, but that's literally what it is. I don't want to be holding that bag until I'm like completely, would you call it demoralized at that point when the trade is 50, 60, 70% against you, and you're like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna hold it all day now, and hopefully it'll recover. But then you have, your position that's out the money, basically expire worthless because theta is eating it up. And sometimes it really only takes taking the other side of the trade, basically, instead of calls grabbing puts, to recover a little bit. But we're often, telling ourselves, oh, this is gonna recover, this is gonna go up. We're often giving ourselves hopes that the trade will recover. And we're not being, really honest with ourselves. We should be, you know what, this shit's not looking good. I should probably close it, reassess. Okay, is there potential downside? Okay, so we're looking at Apple, we're looking at NQ, they're looking pretty strong. I mean, they might hold, we might move up. But as time passes, if I'm holding 0DTE, theta's gonna end up eating my position. Okay, so why not close it? And I know some people can't just close it and go on another trade because of the size of their account, but there's always next day. And that's very important, that we need to understand that There's always the next trade. We don't have to follow up with every single trade if it's not looking well. For example, on Friday, and I'm pretty sure some of you were on this trade with me. So I went long here on ES. I think I entered somewhere around here on ES. Hard stop or mental stop. So it really depends on your style of trading. If you can have proper RR, risk to reward, with mental stops, I think that's perfectly fine. If you can't measure proper risk to reward, then I would have a hard stop and a hard take profit. So on Friday, I entered long positions here because I saw this really nice candle be bought up by some really, really strong buyers. Okay, so I saw this candle get bought up, move back down, actually close some current break even after we moved up. And this was part of my fault. I should have taken almost everything out over here, but I closed it some of break even, and over here I was up like $600 or $800. I forgot how much. Closed it at break even, moved back down, didn't close it, moved back up, didn't take profits, and then I saw, these candles forming. I was like, okay, this is not looking very good. Then I was here. Then I saw the sellers get trapped, and then I saw the buyers get trapped. So they trapped both sellers and buyers on one candle, and the new sellers basically took over. And let me show you on the 2-minute time frame. So look at this. Here we had, the massive move down to my entry approximately, recovery, another. This is where I closed some at break even. Then they had this candle here. Well, I was actually looking at the candles at that time, and this one just moved super fast to the upside, like extremely fast. Huge orders coming in of buyers, and I was like, holy shit, they just trapped the sellers. And then all of a sudden we have they flipped the table on the buyers up here. We had a just massive burst of sellers enter the market, and they stopped me out around over here. After I saw this candle, after seeing this price action, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna set my stop loss just under here, because I wasn't really comfortable with the price action, even though I still wanted to see the move up. And they got me down here. And that's when I sent the alert that we could see a potential flush in the market. And I waited a little bit. I think I entered shorts somewhere around here after I saw us break these lows. I entered shorts down here and recovered a little bit of what I had lost. Not my best day. I wish I would have seen this a little bit better. But we can't really catch every single trade or see every single thing. And we have to have that in mind as well, that there's always new trades, and we won't be able to catch all setups. We don't have 20 hands and 20 eyes watching every single thing. There might be details that we miss as time passes. And if you guys see like the tick stream or orders come in the market, you will see how these orders just come in absolutely flashing through. Do you guys trade futures? I'm sure most of you trade futures, right? I'm sure y'all have seen the tick stream before. That like box where it shows green lines and red lines, and then like black lines, and then green and red and black, and like that. So that's what I'm watching while watching price action, while watching 8, 9, 10 more tickers. So it's not very easy to keep track of the tick stream, but also keeping track of Apple and NQ, and then stuff like that. Oh, you can always try paper trading futures, Brandon. I think it's a great way to start, practicing with futures, paper trading. You can try it on I think TOS has it, yeah. TOS has it, TradingView has it, Tradeobate has it. I'm not sure if Ninja and those other have it, but yeah, TradingView and Tradeobate have it. And if you need help setting it up or stuff like that, you can always DM me and I can help you with that stuff. Yeah, so a lot of platforms have paper trading. I see. So yeah, that's why I like using TradingView. Um, if you plan, well, if you already pay for TradingView, you can paper trade what's it called? Futures basically on TradingView. It's included with your data package on TradingView. Oh yeah, and then there's Apex, and then there's Top Step, and a few others out there. Yeah, Brandon, for sure. And if you have questions, feel free to send me a message. I'm always, here to help. Um, so guys, just one really quick thing before we finish this up. So, as far as bowling profiles go for next week, I think we're gonna have to wait for, basically Monday to tell us what we might do. If on Monday we open in here and then, we break out over here and we start chopping here, if I see the point of control here, value area low here, and value area high over here, I think there might be a chance that we move higher. Oh, what's going on? Oh, we move higher. If I see, in the first hour or two that the value area is held in here, then I think we might see, more range within these levels. Now, if I see the value area hold over here and price, hold over here, I will be looking for downside. Now, another scenario or multiple scenarios. Let me delete all these lines. If I see within the first hour or two, just give me 1 second, Arthur. I'll go over that. And this is gonna show you what could potentially invalidate a move up or a move down. If I see price do this, and I see the value area low, value area over here, down here, and price is moving up. And if I see, stocks like Apple and Microsoft and NQ showing lower value, then I might be looking for a move for a fake breakout. So I might be looking to short over here based on other stocks showing that their value is being held lower, which is what happened over here when I was telling you guys that I was looking for a potential for recovery in the market. We had value being held up here at these highs, while price was all the way down here. And we had a lot of other tickers basically showing value was being held above. So this was telling me, okay, you know what? This is a potential fake breakdown. We could see a potential move to the upside. So I'll be looking for, stuff like this within, the first hour or two, see how the first market profile develops, or the first volume profile develops. And then I'll start thinking, or analyzing where I should take my entries for a potential trade. Will it be puts or calls, long or shorts? I still don't know. I will have to wait to see, what the market tells me. And then, I'll have to see what Apple is doing, what NQ is doing, what RTY is doing, Microsoft, what is, possibly oil doing, stuff like that. And I'll take a quick look at the heat map over here. Okay, is the heat map looking extremely red, extremely green? Is it looking pretty flat, meaning gray? So, stuff like that. Any questions before we wrap it up? Questions, comments, concerns, ideas? The heat map is free on TradingView. So basically what you do is you open a new tab, and TradingView will tell you if you want to open a chart, heat map, screener, or I'm not sure what this is, but you go to heat map and you click on stock. And there you go. There's a heat map. You can also find the heat map online on what's the name of that website? I think it's Finbiz. So yeah, yes, Finbiz. Sorry, I haven't used it in a long time. Yeah, you can find the heat map on Finbiz as well. And the way I like to use the heat map is that if I see a lot of red, on the big tickers, the iPhone 15 does have it. I think they even say that the iPhone 15 has a grill included in it. So how hot it gets. um, but the way I use the heat map is that if I see, the main big tickers in red, that there's a lot of bearish sentiment. If I see them very green, or most of the market green, there's, some bullish sentiment. And it's just, something good to take a look at and have a quick idea of what the market is potentially, doing or feeling like. Is it feeling bearish? Is it feeling bullish? Is it pretty neutral? So it's just a pretty good, basically, well, it is a map, of course. Pretty good map that will tell us, how is the market feeling? Well, I mean, SPY is basically, this is the S&P 500 index right here. So you can select, the index over here, like Russell 2000. You want to look at the where is NASDAQ? We got the NASDAQ here. So you can change that over here. But I usually just keep it, the S&P 500 index. And you can, change what you see over here. If you want to, if you're like junior and you only feel bullish, you'll do something like this. A heat multiplier, I have no clue what that is. Probably shouldn't be messing with this because I don't know what it is. I think it was set up at 1. We have your filters over here, by market cap, number of employees, all that, fundamental stuff. The heat map layout, basically. And your settings here. But yeah, you can, click here to share the heat map. I often use this, to share it with you guys. Just save image, or you can just copy link, and I can just send it to you guys. Yeah, well, you see, Arthur, I mainly focus on how green and how red the market is. For example, if I see all these big tickers at 0.60% green, I mean, that's really not much. But if I see all of these, like these big names, 2, 3, 4% up, I'm definitely not gonna try to short it. Apex does not provide a full DOM. It basically only shows one order above and one order below. You would have to pay for live data, which is $50. One thing that you can do, I'm not sure, but you might be able to like open a simulated account with either NinjaTrader or Tradeobait or what other Motivate, some of those. And I think you can activate like level 2 data on the simulator. You can use that. Or if you want to create a cash account, you can create a cash account and leave like, I don't know, $100 in the account just to have the cash account and, activate level 2 data in case you can't. But I mean, I'm pretty sure you should be able to activate level 2 data on a simulation account. I don't see why I don't see why it's not possible. Because I mean, that's the whole purpose of a simulation account, for you to practice, right? So I'm sure you should be able to activate the level 2 data on a simulation account. So I would definitely take a look at that for Tradeobait and NinjaTrader, because I mean, it should be able to. And that's what I was thinking, that it should be delayed, but I mean, they are practice accounts. So does level 2 help? I don't use it a lot at all. Yeah, I like using level 2. But we'll get into that pretty soon. Level 2 is like a whole another beast. It's very complicated, honestly. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take me to get the screenshots for that class, because of how fast the depth of market moves. Yeah, no problem, David. Yeah, but guys, I'm gonna take a look at. I'm actually gonna contact Tradeobit support and ask them if you can activate level 2, uh, or basically live data for simulation. I mean, like I said, you should be able to. I don't see why not, because they'll be charging you for the data, so it's just money for them. So you should be able to use live data on a simulated account 100%. Yeah, no problem, guys, gals. Um, so that's gonna be all for today's session, guys. I will be uploading this to my YouTube. I will post my YouTube link for for everybody on Elite's channel, and that way y'all have access to it in there. And let me just stop recording really quick.